Hello, beautiful specimen, and welcome back to my channel, or to my channel. I'm sorry I have missed a lot between going to the hospital and working a lot and whatever other reason it was. I don't remember offhand. I am doing a lot better now. As you can tell, I got new piercings. Still really tired, but I'm here. Thank you guys for being patient. And anyways, I don't really have a reference photo today. I'm just gonna be doing kind of like a smoky with a green in it. The next two looks I'm gonna be doing this one, and the next one will be more geared towards St. Patrick's Day, just to give you a couple options if you want to do that. And I'm here with Ray again, and without further ado, let's get into it.
Am I the a-hole if I want to break up with my girl because I'm tired of her testing me all the time? I've been with my girl for a year now, and she's always looking through my phone to see if I'm doing anything against our relationship. She goes through my phone at least twice a week and my computer once a week. When I see her with my phone or on my computer, I ask her what she's doing. She outright just says, "Just checking if you're cheating." 2 days ago, I went to pick her up at her best friend's house, only to learn that she wasn't there. Instead, her best friend answered the door in a revealing outfit and tried to seduce me. I noped my way out of there as quickly as my car can get out of the driveway. When I got home, my girl was there. I sat her down and told her what happened. She laughed and said that was just a test and I passed. I am so angry right now because I have never done anything to deserve this type of mistrust, and I know she does this because her ex used to cheat on her. I am at my wit's end. I love this girl, but I really don't think this is healthy. Would I be the a-hole if I feel like I want to break up with her?
No. And most times, not every time, because I know that there are people that have been cheated on before, so they kind of are a little more skeptical, but 9 times out of 10, if you're being accused of cheating, the other person's doing something.
This is just my personal opinion, but if you've been with her for a year and she's constantly doing that, I would have left after 6 months. Because it's at least once a week checking things 3 times. Yeah. I wouldn't want to deal with that.
Yeah, it's excessive. And, like, you would think you'd be able to trust them after a year of being together, and the way it sounds, they either stay together a lot or they live together, so...
After 6 months, a year is excessive of doing it. 6 months is excessive.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying, like, you would think there would be some trust there.
No. Am I the a-hole for how I reacted to my ex's pregnancy announcement? Ex-wife and I met when she was 20 and I was 22. She got pregnant a year later. And we got married. When our firstborn was a year and a half, when our third and last kid was 3 years. 3-year-old. We got married when their firstborn was a year and a half. When our third and last kid was 3-year-old, she met a married dad in some parent group and told me she outgrew me, and so she kicked me out. She said it's easier since kids were too young for her to stay, and she was and still is a stay-at-home mom, and I leave. I was a mess. I found a place near her place so I can be close to the kids. I started working out, reading lots of books. Anyways, I'm in a better place now. She and that married dad broke up. We are co-parenting great. I pay alimony and child support since I'm the one with an income. Now here's what I might be the jerk. She told me the other day how she is struggling financially and asked me to increase my monthly payment.
That's not how that works.
Then said I'm pregnant and I really appreciate your help. I told her I had no idea she was seeing someone. She said it's sort of new. We only had a couple of dates. And then she continued asking for increasing my payments. I told her she can't afford the baby and the father isn't helping. Maybe keeping the baby isn't a great idea. She started yelling and crying. She said she trusted me enough to tell me before the dad. She's not going to murder our children's half-sibling. I should be more supportive since this is our kid's sibling and my step-kid. I apologized. Then she told me to...
No, hold on. That is not a step-kid.
I know. It's only
That's not how that works.
It's only step-kid if you get married to someone.
Anyways.
I apologized, and she told me to GTFO. When I did, now I feel guilty. I know not legally, but do I morally have to help her temporarily until she figures out what to do? No.
Not at all. Oh.
Ain't your problem.
No, it's not. And you can ask for more child support if you're on that type of, like, cordialness with whoever you had a child with and such. You can, but that's also not how it works. You have to go through the court, and it's based off of your gross income and your net and all that stuff. That's what it's based off of. And you also don't pay child support for a kid that is not yours. Mm-hmm. It is only for the kids that are yours.
If you've ever seen Divorce Court or...
I love watching those.
Yeah, I see them all the time in the pictures. Then, if the parent isn't... Like, if the kid's not there, they're not going to make you pay. But with that, no, you wouldn't be the a-hole for doing that just because, like... And it's also not... Like, that's your choice if you morally want to pay more. But you're also not legally obligated.
Mm-hmm. But you would still have to go get it legally done through the court. Regardless.
And technically, he shouldn't have to pay child support in my personal thought.
If the child does not live with him, or children does not live with him, he legally does have to.
Out because she grew apart from him because she met someone that was already married.
Which doesn't matter.
I'm just saying
he still has a legal obligation.
He could have won that.
If he wanted full custody, he probably could have gotten it. And then she would have had to have paid.
Yeah, with no job.
Yeah, she would have had to get a job.
Am I the a-hole for having a snack with my brother and sister-in-law after she had made a thoughtless remark about my wife?
Having a snack?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, I guess going out to lunch with your brother and your sister-in-law, or your sister and your brother-in-law.
Okay.
If they made, like, a remark against your spouse.
Okay.
We don't know the story yet. My wife, our 1-year-old son, and I were at my older brother's house yesterday for dinner. I used to visit them often before I was married, but even now we try to visit each other once a month and are generally on cordial terms. During dinner, my sister-in-law made a remark about my wife's bag that I had bought her for our anniversary. My wife seemed happy about that and everything was going well. My sister-in-law then compared it to my wallet, which is pretty old and worn. But I like it because my dad gave it to me 11 years ago whenever I went to college.
So that could be sentimental vibes.
And told my wife she should make me shop for myself too. I said I like my wallet. I've heard comments about it and I just laughed it off. She then said something that basically translates to one person earns and another person spends. I felt uncomfortable about it, but my wife looked totally PO'd. I tried to change the topic, but my wife said that she takes care of our son, maintains our house while I work, decorated our houses from scratch, all true, and I routinely thank her for it. My sister-in-law said it was a joke, but within a minute, my wife just said she wasn't feeling well and we went back. During the drive back, we came back home. She made it very clear that she won't be keeping in any contact with her until she gets a clear apology. Today, my brother called and suggested we grab a bite to eat. I said sure. The way he said it, it really seemed like it was just the two of us. My wife also had no issues with that. I thought my brother was going to discuss a way for us to meet or something, so my sister-in-law and my wife could patch things up. When I went there, my sister-in-law was there too. While we were eating, they gave me her POV, that it was a light-hearted comment and my wife was blowing it out of proportion. I defended my wife too and said she definitely feels it was out of line. When I came home, my wife learned she was there too. She got really upset. She said if my sister-in-law wasn't prepared to render an apology, then I should have left. And then I betrayed her by having food with them. I don't see it that way. I was really trying to fix everything in good faith. Am I the a-hole?
No, I mean, I can see where she's coming from, but they're also your family, and you're trying to work things out, and you did defend her. That's the biggest thing, is the fact that you did defend her. If you didn't defend her and you just kind of sided with them, that'd be a completely different story.
And it's also, he didn't know that she was gonna be there.
But I think she would have, I think the way that she's thinking is she expected him to, just straight leave if she showed up, kind of deal, which...
That's like you and your husband or fiance or whatever.
My husband?
Either way, that's like if you didn't get along with if you had a one-off remark with his family, and you went out to eat, or he went out to eat with his family.
Mm-hmm.
Would you expect him to just leave his family?
No.
Exactly.
I've had problems with some people he called family at one point. He straight cut them off for a bit until they apologized. But he also is going no contact with them until they apologize to me. So...
But I'm just saying, would you expect him to just dip out of there if that person showed up?
No.
Or, he didn't know they were going to be there and they just were there?
No, I would not expect that of him, because it is his family. That is who he grew up with or raised him, or however you want to look at it, whatever kind of perspective you want to look at it. They knew him first. They are his family. Family isn't always the best sometimes. And, I mean...
You see how my family is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't... I wouldn't blame him if he stayed. I would hope to God he would defend me, which I know that he would.
Which is the biggest thing is, if they...
And that's what matters. And that's realistically what matters, is that I am being defended.
Would I be the a-hole for not telling my husband his brother's wife is cheating on him? Before I even read anything, yes. Yes.
Read that one more time.
Would I be the a-hole for not telling my husband his brother's wife is cheating on him? So his brother's wife is cheating on the brother.
So would they be the a-hole if they didn't tell their husband?
Yes.
Well, okay. Okay.
I, 30F, am married to Mark, 35. My brother-in-law, Sam, 37, is married to Alyssa, 33. I was out to lunch at a country club with some girls I play tennis with and noticed Alyssa sitting down on the other side. I was going to say hello and invite her to sit with us, and saw a man walk towards her, and they embraced and kissed. That night I asked my husband if he heard from Sam and Alyssa recently, and he said yes, and that Sam told him that they're buying a house. He's sorry they haven't been around much, but Alyssa has been working a lot, and how Sam got a promotion, so I casually mentioned we should invite them over for a fire and drinks to celebrate Sam's promotion. While they're over, I asked Alyssa if she'd come help me grab the drinks in the kitchen. Once we were inside alone, I told her I saw it at the country club. She asked what I saw, and I told her, and she asked me not to tell Mark or Sam. She said it was the last time she'd seen him, and that she broke it off. Would I be the a-hole for not telling my husband? Should I mind my business, or should I let Mark decide whether or not to tell his brother what I saw?
I mean, realistically, I don't think it would be Mark's place to... Mark is the husband, right?
Mark is her husband.
Okay.
Sam is the brother.
I don't personally think it would be Mark's place to tell him because he didn't witness it. But to be completely fair, I spill the tea with my husband. I don't care. I spill the tea with my husband. Anything that either of us hear, we kind of, or see, we just kind of talk about it.
That's okay.
So
instance,
that's something I personally would say something, but
yeah, I'll say because like how I see it is, I would tell the person,
mm-hmm,
and it's up to them if they want to tell the other person because that's their sibling.
mm-hmm.
Who are you more likely to believe, your sibling or your sibling spouse?
Mm.
So I understand that part.
Yeah, but the thing, I'm just like, because he didn't witness it, so he can't really. Don't. A different way to go about that would be for them both to sit Sam down. That'd probably be the best way to go about it.
That's if they go along with telling him.
They should.
But she probably wanted his opinion on what to do.
Well, yeah, get his opinion on what to do, but
Because you
once
don't know how long they've been married for.
that, and if you're buying a house together, that's
that's a commitment.
yeah, and that's a little harder to
A financial commitment.
deal with.
Because if they get divorced, the wife gets the house. Actually, no, if she cheated on him, he gets the house still.
If there's proof. That's the only thing, is there was no actual physical evidence, so it could be very hard to believe.
It depends if the person that she was cheating on him with says anything.
Most of the time, if the other person knows that the other person's married, they usually won't say anything.
You act like a lot of people tell people when they get in a relationship, oh, I'm dating someone, oh, I'm married.
I'm not saying everyone does, but I'm saying, like, if they knew, they probably wouldn't end up saying anything. If they had already known.
Am I the a-hole for refusing to give up my promotion for my husband?
Okay.
I've worked my butt off for years at my company. Late nights, extra projects, proving myself over and over. Why do I keep yawning? Finally, it paid off. I was offered a huge promotion with a significant raise and the chance to move up in the field. It was everything I had been working towards. When I told my husband I expected him to be happy for me, instead his first reaction was, but what about us? The promotion came with longer hours and some travel, but nothing extreme. I explained that, yes, things might shift a bit at home, but we could adjust. It wasn't like I was moving across the country just taking on more responsibility. He wasn't convinced. He started making comments like, do you really need a bigger job? And I thought we wanted to focus on starting a family soon. His tone shifted from concern to guilt tripping. He even brought up how his dad always provided while his mom stayed home. How the marriage worked because they had clear roles. Oof. I reminded him that I wasn't quitting my job when we got married. He knew I was ambitious. He knew this was my goal. He swore that he supported me, but now that it is real, he was acting like I had betrayed him. Then he dropped the bombshell. If you really loved me, you turn it down. This isn't just about you. That's when I realized it wasn't about us. It was about control. He wanted me to shrink myself for the sake of comfort.
That relationship is about him, not them.
I took the job. Now he barely looks at me. The once supportive man I married has been replaced by someone who sees me as a villain in his story. His family whispers that I put money over marriage. The silence at home is deafening. The space between us growing wider by the day. Am I the a-hole for choosing my future over a marriage that suddenly came with conditions? Or did I just finally see the truth that he never wanted a wife, just someone willing to live in his shadow?
I mean, that's exactly what it is he wanted a traditional style marriage. And by that, I mean a housewife and that kind of stuff. And if that's what you want, you need to find someone whose ideals line up with yours, and that's what they want. She already told you specifically that that is not what she wanted, and you still committed because you thought that she would change her mind. That is not thinking of the person you're with at all.
That's something you need to specify when you get in a relationship at the very beginning. Oh, I want a traditional marriage. Like, I want you to stay at home. If we have kids, you take care of the kids while I work and come home and don't do anything.
I mean, I have a non-traditional marriage. I didn't even get married traditionally. I had a double proxy marriage, which, for those of you that don't know, You essentially pay two different people for a double proxy, because usually it's just a single proxy where one person is paid to stand in for one of the people that cannot be there. It's typically more for military members. But the double proxy is two people. You legally have two people stand in for you in court to be married, basically. That's essentially what it is, and it's all legal, everything like that. My husband and I want to actually have a ceremony later down the road, but with where everything was at for us, that was our best option at the time. And he's overseas. I'm in the States. I live with a friend. He, at the moment, lives with a friend, but is going to be moving here soon. So we're not exactly traditional.
With multiple friends.
And we both work. And that's fine with us.
Work is an understatement for you right now.
I have been the breadwinner in mine and his relationship basically the entire time for multiple different reasons, and that's just how it happened to work out. And he doesn't have a problem with that. Would he prefer to be able to do a little bit more for me? Yes. But that's just how our relationship ended up working.
You're being so messy.
I know.
Makeup all over your face.
I know. But we also have different things like chores. For the most part, I will cook. He cleans. For the most part, that's...
He cleans? No, I'm joking.
That's kind of what we also worked out. So it's not...
If he sees us, I'm joking. Don't be mad at me.
We're not traditional. And that's totally fine. We didn't expect to be traditional. That wasn't our goal. That wasn't what we wanted.
Everyone
if that's what you want, that's what you gotta find. But that's not a life for everyone. It's a little misogynistic, the fact that you're trying to force it.
A little?
Mm-hmm.
Am I the butthole for telling my boyfriend his honesty is just rudeness? I'd rather someone be brutally honest with me than lie.
It depends on if I'm being hormonal or not.
My boyfriend loves to say he is just an honest person. He thinks brutal honesty is a sign of a strong relationship. Which, before I even read everything, if someone asks me, does this dress make me look fat?
Oh, you better give an honest answer. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, she's not going to trust you when you actually mean it.
My point exactly. So I'm going to be honest no matter what. That's what I'm saying. Like, before I even read all that, like...
Because you have to be honest. Otherwise, when a woman does look actually pretty, in your opinion, or like a dress actually looks really good on her, if you're just constantly saying, yeah, that looks great on you, how is she going to know when you actually mean it?
Mm-hmm.
So...
I usually let it slide, but last night really got to me. We went to dinner, and I was feeling great. I picked a dress. God dang it. Why did I figure it was going to be something like that? Picked a dress I loved, did my makeup just right, and honestly, it felt pretty. We sat down, and out of nowhere, and he looks at me and says, the dress kind of makes your stomach stick out. And laughed like it was nothing. Okay, that was just out of nowhere.
That would have been something to say before y'all left, but also that is not gently.
No. If she asked about it, that's a different story. Just out of nowhere, though. I felt my face get hot, but I stayed calm and told him that it felt more rude than honest. He just shrugged and said, I'm just being honest. You'd rather hear it from me, right? I said no, actually, because I was not asking for his opinion.
Mm-hmm.
He got annoyed and said I was being sensitive. I told him honesty does not mean saying every thought that pops into your head. He said I was trying to change him and that I should appreciate having a boyfriend who keeps it real. Then it was awkward after that. When we got home, he said I overreacted and made him feel like a bad boyfriend for just being himself. Now I'm wondering if I should have just let him go. Am I the buttface for calling him out?
No. You are not. If he wanted to say something like that, it should have been more gently, like, hey, this is not my favorite on you, but if you're happy with it, I'm happy for you.
No, she
If
didn't
that.
ask his opinion.
That's why I said if that. But
That's
she didn't ask his opinion, so it shouldn't matter. Let her feel pretty, let her feel confident. That's what matters.
And this one's a different one. A woman claims I'm her father, but I want nothing to do with it. Am I wrong?
Okay.
I, 40M, have always been resolute in my choice of being child-free and leading a bachelor's life. My 2-decade-old wife, or ex, recently located me on Facebook and informed me that she had given birth to her daughter 20 years ago, whom she says is mine. I was startled and disbelieving at first. I hadn't believed her right away, to be honest, I still don't. In any case, I informed her that I don't want a relationship with the daughter, even if she thinks she were mine. She's an adult already, and I don't think it's worth to make something of it now. My ex warned me that I regret it, but I dismissed it. Soon after that, a young woman contacted me through social media, informed me that she thinks I could be her father and would like to meet. I replied politely to her, explaining that even if I were her father, I did not want to have anything to do with her. I wished her all well, and dropped the matter there. Honestly, I've had my own share of run-ins with the law, and I believe it's best for both of us if we keep each other as strangers. Edit, I'm going no contact with them. Thanks for everyone who understands my POV.
I get it. But it was also a little rude because that can also be very detrimental to someone. But to each their own.
Yeah, the very first comment, I guess has the most upvotes, was like, maybe do a DNA test to see.
Yeah,
if you aren't the father, at least you'll know and continue on her search. If she is, you do not have a relationship with her, but maybe explain why you don't.
Yeah, that's realistically the best way to go about it.
And then he continued with this comment. Also, why didn't the ex contact you sooner about a daughter that you apparently fathered? That's messed up for both you and the woman claiming that she's your daughter.
Yeah, because the daughter probably just wants to know who her father is. And that is totally valid to want to know who it is.
I want to know who my dad is. It's a running joke in my family, okay? You got time for a long one?
I can make it work.
Okay. Am I the a-hole for refusing to give my parents access to my savings? Before I read anything, no, that's your money. Don't let them touch it.
My mom has access to my account.
Yeah, that's not your choice.
I mean, it is. I can get her off it if I wanted to.
Now you can. I, 28F, have been financially independent since I was 18. I worked through college, took on side gigs, and budgeted aggressively.
Huh? Say that sentence one more time.
And budgeted aggressively.
Before that?
I worked through college, took on side gigs. They've been independent since they were 18.
Okay.
And they're 28.
I heard you so wrong.
Okay,
we're good.
I didn't grow up with much. My parents always struggled with money, and I saw firsthand how stressful financial instability was. That's why I was so determined to create a safety net for myself. Recently, my parents found out that I have significant amounts saved. I didn't tell them directly. My younger sister let it slip in conversation. The moment they heard, it was like a switch flipped. Suddenly, they started making comments about how families should support each other and how they sacrificed so much to raise me. And they got more direct, asking for money to pay off their debts and help with their mortgage.
Yep, sounds about right.
I love my parents, but they've never been great with money. They always lived paycheck to paycheck, spending beyond their means and making impulsive financial decisions. They'd taken out loans they couldn't afford, co-signed for family members who never paid them back, and spent money on luxuries while struggling to cover basics. I knew that if I gave them anything, it wouldn't be a one-time thing. It would open the door to them relying on me permanently. I told them no. I explained that I worked hard to build my savings and wasn't in position to just hand over large amounts of money. They weren't happy. My mom started crying, saying she never thought her daughter would turn her back on family. My dad got angry, saying if I had enough to save, I had enough to share. Then even suggested that if I didn't want to donate the money, I could at least give them a loan though they had actually no plan to pay it back. When I still refused, things got worse. They started calling me selfish and ungrateful, reminding me of everything they did for me while growing up. My sister has taken their side, saying I have more than enough and should help the people who raised me. Even extended family has chimed in, acting like I'm hoarding wealth while my parents struggle. But no one seems to acknowledge that I got here by being responsible while they made bad choices. Now I feel stuck. I don't want to ruin my relationship with my family, but I also don't want to be treated like a walking bank account. Am I really the bad guy for wanting to keep what I worked so hard for? Or did I just finally see the truth to my family? My value is only measured by what I can provide. Am I the a-hole for choosing financial security over being treated like a personal ATM? Or did I just finally realize that my family love only goes as far as my wallet?
I would have lied. I would have said, I don't know where she got that from. I don't have a savings. I don't have anything. I've been trying, but I haven't been able to. Because you guys were my example. Don't give in. Don't give them anything. Family is what you make it. Blood doesn't mean much. Blood means donations for blood and organs. That's about it.
I was like, blood. A shot. That's how I get into the Ren Fair. Yeah, if you donate blood, they let you into the Ren Fair for free.
I can't donate blood. I will pass out. I have to refrigerate myself afterwards. Because my body doesn't like functioning. That's really the easiest way to put it, is my body doesn't like functioning. Do this other little wing, and then I will do finishing touches.
I was like, I can already tell you almost done, so I'm going to put my phone down.
I can't see very
Can I
well.
actually do it even for once?
I can't tell. How can I see better on my phone than in my mirror? That's crazy.
Because your phone has better resolution than the mirror.
Mirror?
Shush. I'm still learning to talk with these.
You were still learning to talk before them.
You're not wrong.
Anyways.
Just because I went through speech class for multiple years doesn't mean anything.
Anyways, I will be back with the finished look. And I'm back with the finished look. It's not my best work, not my worst work. But I'm honestly happy with it. I really like the dark contrast with the green, personally. Granted, I've always been super into green. And basically all I wear is black anymore. So, I'm a little biased. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I appreciate you guys. See you next time. Bye!